Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host Jack, and today we're taking a look at women realizing their college degrees were a scam. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job? BA in communication, BA in Spanish, BFA in dance. Get ready for this one. Master's degree in freaking journalism. Mind you, I've gotten laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of 2 years. So if you're feeling behind, just know you're not alone. Basically, we're all cooked.
I don't think it's the job market that's the problem. It's the useless degree she picked.
What's your biggest regret from all of college?
My biggest regret is probably majoring in kinesiology and then figuring out my last semester that I don't want to do anything in healthcare because I do not like it.
Are you graduating with a kinesiology major?
Correct.
You already know you don't want to do your degree?
Yeah, and I finished out this last semester. I just had 3 hours left of my degree. I just had to finish it out.
You're just going to accept it?
Yeah, but I figured out this last semester that I don't like healthcare. But like, what am I going to do? Ditch my kinesiology degree like 3 hours before I finish? No.
Not taking my freshman year more serious.
What were you doing freshman year?
Partying every day.
Every day?
Almost every day.
Like Tuesdays?
Sometimes. A lot of Wednesdays.
Not knowing exactly what I wanted. Now I want a nursing degree, so right after this, I'm going to have to get an accelerated nursing Bachelor of Science, which is going to take me another year. So I'm not actually done.
You have more school?
Yes.
She only realized in her last semester that this might not be the degree for her. Seriously?
Anyone else spend 3 years on an advanced degree that you don't use? Here's mine. The good old Masters of Divinity.
A master's in divinity? Sounds like something out of Harry Potter.
Biggest mistake I ever made was going to university. I studied a degree that I sort of liked, spent $100,000 on tuition, rent, all those things, only to burn out less than a decade into my career and realize that what I wanted to do was the thing that I wanted to do before I went to university. And it took me those 10 years to figure that out. So do not fall for the scam. If you're going into university and you think this is not for you, do not do it. Wait, because it is a trap and you cannot get unstuck.
Just sucks it took a decade and a whole mountain of debt for her to finally connect the dots.
It's so frustrating. Like, everyone I talk to, they're having these interviews, sounds like it goes great, and they didn't get the job. Who are the companies hiring then? I have not heard one person say, wow, the interview went great, I got hired. Who are they hiring? Additionally, what are we doing? Serving burgers and bartending is really, really burning me out. I'm really sick of it. Do I money launder? Is that even profitable? I could not be. Dancing is so hard. I could never look graceful up there. I really don't know.
Companies want skills and experience, not people who thought a random degree was a golden ticket to their dream job.
I was like, I'm gonna be a failure at life if I don't go to college.
Do you still think that?
No, my God, it was the biggest mistake of my life.
Really? Going to college?
Yes, I should have literally said, I'm not good at school, it's not for me, but I'm a genius at my own right.
Genius at my own right? If you can't even get the phrase right, you're definitely not a genius.
I am so fortunate to be getting an education, but actually, why is my father paying $50,000 to send me to San Diego State for me to be sitting in calculus class, for me to be sitting in astrology class, or what's the thing that's like astrology with the I don't even know. And psychology, that's the word I'm looking for, could not be more of a waste of my time. There is no field in my life I will ever want to go into that involves anything of those sorts. I'm happy that I'm getting a business degree. That's great because there's so many things I could do with it. But there's nothing I want to do with calculus or my philosophy classes. They're just wasting my time. And the fact I'm spending so much money on it is crazy. I'm literally spending this money to get a degree, and I am most likely absolutely never going to use that degree.
So if you know it's pointless, why are you still making your father pay for it?
I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but my choice in college was potentially the worst decision I could have ever made. And almost 2 decades later, I am still paying for. Not financially, thankfully. I mean, I was paying for that for a very long time. But socially, romantically, professionally, financially, for a very long time, up until a couple of years ago, it was a huge mistake. And if there's any one decision in my life I could have done differently, it would have been not attending the school that I went to.
It's hilarious that the most important lesson she got from college wasn't learned in a classroom.
Dude, it is my second day of school. There's literally a picture on the board. Tell me why the girl next to me is writing a album. Sis, what are you predicting? What are you writing here? Look at my... What is... 5 hours of class? Sis got an album? I got 2 letters? What the this? Oh... I am ready to quit.
The fact she's already filming herself freaking out on the second day, I'd hate to see her after the first semester.
Tell me why I went to a fashion business school. Here's my degree. I went to a fashion business school and I cannot even get a job that makes more than $17 an hour. I work for big brands. Like, I have experience working for luxury brands. I have multiple internships under my belt. I'm very smart. I'm very capable. And literally none of these places are hiring. Every single job, especially where I'm applying to in Manhattan, because the fashion capital of the world, I'm like, if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be Manhattan. I cannot get a job that pays more than like $17 an hour. Like, am I gonna be poor forever? Like,
breaking news, fashion student just discovered the job market doesn't run on vibes.
Being a new grad with no job is honestly the most embarrassing thing I've ever felt in my life for a really long time. I was a gate kid. I was a gifted kid. I was one of those. And now I've graduated with a 3.8 GPA and I can't find a job. Sorry, I know it's not 4.0. I'm sorry. And it's not like some school either. I went to a really good school in California. And now I have to apply for jobs that only pay like $20 an hour. And whenever someone asks me like, what are your plans after graduation? What are you doing now? Trying not to.
It's only embarrassing because her expectations were completely disconnected from reality.
I graduated in university in 2021 for graphic design. As soon as I graduated, obviously I tried to get a job in graphic design and I was told all over the place that I did not have enough experience. I then was told to
volunteer
for free.
Well, that's a vicious circle. If you can't get a job, you can't get experience.
Exactly what I said.
So you left in 2021. Have you had any lengthy periods of employment in the last 5 years?
Not in the area that I graduated in, no.
Do you now regret studying graphic design? Do you wish you'd studied something else? How do you look back at the years you studied now?
I see it as a massive waste of 3 years. I graduated in graphic design for no point.
Oh dear. Are you going to stick with it, trying to get a job, or are you almost on the point of saying, up with this, I will not put?
Well, at the moment, I'm just drawing for fun. So I'm just drawing on my breaks as a security guard and just posting it on the page to try and get some sort of acknowledgement that I have got some sort of talent there.
Being talented is all well and good, but getting employers to pay you for it is what really matters.
I think it was a waste of time going to uni. I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, but knowing what I know now, I do kind of regret it. I feel like if I really gave myself the room to explore my curiosity, I probably would have realised sooner that that traditional route isn't for me. And if I was to go to uni, I wish I approached it knowing that I'm just here for the experience, which I picked a degree more in the creative writing space, just so that I can actually become better at that skill because it's something I enjoy, as opposed to using economics thinking that that's what was going to make me the most money. Literally not one bit of that degree do I use in my life.
Creative skills are the last thing you should be paying university for. If anything, it's the one place creativity goes to die.
I should have just worked. I should have just worked my off, make money, because at least money gets you a house and things, And realistically, we go to college for what? Stability. Money gives you stability. So same bull. I wish I would have used all that money that I wasted in college. I could have used it for things I actually want, like guitar lessons, taking music lessons, my hobbies, traveling, all the things I like. I'm so mad at myself for not knowing what I know now. I did not need a degree. 2 degrees.
to go to work at marketing, to be honest.
Those degrees might be useless, but spending the money on guitar lessons isn't exactly a great financial plan either.
Your major doesn't matter, okay? Hear me out. I'm gonna have people flanking me in the comments. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Of course your major matters. Look, if you're not gonna be an engineer, a doctor, nurse, or like a lawyer, it doesn't matter, okay? Let me tell you why. I graduated college early. I graduated in 3.5 years at like a really well-known school, very competitive school, very proud of myself, with a political science major. You wanna know what I wanted to do with that? Nothing. So whenever I've applied to jobs and they're like, ooh, actually you don't have a marketing degree, do you wanna know what? I have 4 years of experience under my belt in social media marketing with incredibly good results in social media. Your degree doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. And that's what I'm doing with my time, social media and writing novels. But I have a political science degree.
If it's not in STEM, there's a good chance that degree is just gonna be a pricey wall decoration.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, like, I owe more than what I started off with. So, Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool time to Venmo me, bro. Like, I owe $90,000, and I didn't even spend that much on school. Like, any rich person, please tap in. Like, Kourtney Kardashian, like, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just take them. What do you want? My left arm too? Like, what the f am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this when I was 17. Like, this should not be legal, bro. I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have like a rich relative who can pay that for you? No, my family's poor. Like, no. And the worst part is, bro, look where I am. Like, I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to like be here because it makes me feel better.
So her family was already struggling, and she still signed up for 17% interest? I'm afraid she dug her own grave there.
I think college is a scam.
Let's hear more. Come on, elaborate.
I know that's a hot take. I'm a college graduate. I think right now, everybody should just find something that they're really good at. Everybody goes to college now. There's nothing crazy about it. Like before, that's what set you apart, and now I feel like it's just the standard. So
Interesting. So it's like not even a competitive edge anymore because everyone's doing it.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Do you think that people were learning anything there? Like, how would you learn today if you don't go to school?
So like I said, I graduated from Temple University, and I make a joke that I majored in ChatGPT. Especially with the use of AI, I feel like there's no need for it. Like my fiance is in the trades, so he went a different route. He's making so much more.
It only took her 4 years and a mountain of debt to realize it, but hey, she got there in the end.
I'm alive, but I'm not living. That might sound really morbid to you, but I promise I'll explain. I have been looking for a job since May of 2024, and even before that. And I've made it very, very far with some of these companies. I've done projects for them, like final interview, everything's been going really great. And then people will just ghost you, or, you know, they'll tell you you've been like rejected. Back to my thing about being alive and not living, I just feel like I'm missing out on so many experiences because I don't have the money, or I'm not living in the place that I desire to be. And although it's like easier said than done, I just can't stop comparing myself to other people. It's like, or thinking about other things that I could have done and like how I could have gone about things. Like I know myself as a person, and I know that I put in a lot of hard work and I really care about others, but it has me questioning my worth. Like maybe I'm not as valuable as you know?
I'm afraid you're just gonna have to get used to it, lady. It's called the real world.
Stop getting the degrees. They don't mean crap. If your profession doesn't require you to have a degree, don't go get one. Literally, they don't mean nothing. They want you to have experience. They don't care about these degrees. Matter of fact, Go get you a trade. If you're gonna go to school, get you a hard skill, a trade. Learn how to work on cars, hair, plumbing, electricity. Get you a hard skill, bro.
Funny how people get degrees for jobs that never needed one, then act surprised when it doesn't pay off.
A realization I've had to come to terms with is that I went to school, worked full time, and got a full 4-year bachelor's degree, and it ain't do nothing for me. I feel like I just wasted my time. I feel like if you're not going to do anything like medical related or law or human resources, and even then, what's the point? What's the point?
Welcome to reality, ma'am. The rest of us checked in years ago.
This is a warning sign to you that if you want to get your MBA and you want to be a business owner, do not do it. Every single day I regret getting my MBA from Wharton. I graduated from Princeton with $0 in loans. I am now looking at my student loan repayment options, and when I tell you I am shocked, I feel like I signed a 360 deal with the devil. I am paying 6 figures in student loan debt. Shocking. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. If you're gonna go to MBA school, only do it if that's free, $0. Otherwise, I promise you it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
If you're in 6 figures worth of debt, then maybe business isn't for you.
I have my bachelor's in psychology, and truthfully, I wish I would have known the things that I know now, because I either would have never gone to college or I would have chose a different major. Sometimes when I'm bored, I go on Indeed and I apply for jobs. Even though realistically, I know I can't really work until Jackson's in kindergarten. I like to see what my options are, and if I got a really good offer, then I would just have my sister watch him, you know, and I would go to work. Well, yesterday I applied for a job and I got a call back like almost immediately. She was asking me like, well, how much do you want? And I was like, well, I mean, I would love 60 grand a year, but I'm not sure what you guys are offering. She's like, oh, well, 60's like a lot for this role. Which is so funny because she started off the phone call by saying like, did you graduate? Do you have your bachelor's? Like, yeah, I do. And a ton of student loans. But you want to give me $19 to $21 an hour? So I can do a job that's probably super mentally draining and that I'm probably going to be underpaid for. I would have to use my own vehicle to transport like patients and whatnot. I'm not doing that to myself again.
She put in years of work to get a psychology degree just to be offered $20 an hour. That effort's looking pretty questionable now.
I just want to complain so quick. I'm looking at my student loans and I graduated college in 2018, December of 2018. So that's 5.5 years ago. And on one of my loans, I still owe 101.63% of the loan, which means I owe more than I took out because of interest. And I've been graduated for 5.5 years. And my other loan, I owe 97.43%, which means I've made the tiniest little dent in this loan that I've been paying every month since I graduated 5.5 years ago.
All that debt for a degree that hasn't even been put to use in those 5.5 years.
I'm about to complete my 6th internship, which is in San Francisco, and then I will be unemployed in August. I graduated from college a few months ago, and I just wanted to share my honest thoughts about how I've been feeling post-grad. This probably sounds dramatic, but I honestly feel sort of embarrassed. I feel like from the outside, it's kind of like, how could you intern 5 or 6 times and not have a full-time in your industry? And maybe that's me being critical of myself, but it's something that I've been sort of embarrassed about, to be completely honest.
If this is her 6th internship, then she's probably right to start questioning herself.
I just found out that my degree is useless. I got my master's in public health like 5 months ago. I don't even know, but apparently it don't even matter anymore. I think it's so interesting that the Department of Education specifically chose female fields. Like, let's call it what it is, female fields. Like these types of degrees and master's degrees that mainly are dominated by women, which regardless, master's degrees, PhDs, these different fields are going to be more dominated by women as time goes on because more women are getting their degrees than men are. Let's be so for real. Thing is, if my degree's useless, then give me my money back. Run me my check.
Trying to make it about gender is an interesting move. just not a very convincing one.
I am 5 years post-grad with my master's degree, and I can finally say with certainty that I regret it. I honestly forget that I even have a master's degree. I spent tens of thousands of dollars to realize that everything I learned in school was basically Googleable. It is something that probably ChatGPT could have given me the same answers on. The difference is I just sat in a classroom all day and spent a lot of money for it. And I get it, not every degree is a scam. Like, I'm sure there's some science degrees still, or being a doctor, like you obviously need to study for that, whatever. I'm talking about like the business, the communications, the marketing, the computer science, basically anything that's kind of been replaced by AI today. I find these degrees to be complete scams, because the only reason why you really pursue higher education in these degrees is because you can't find a job after your bachelor's. But I have not really been happy with the results after my master's. Today, I do work that is so completely different from anything I studied that it really makes me reevaluate why I even got this degree in the first place.
She's not the first person to say her degree was a waste of time, and she's definitely not going to be the last.
Okay, so I know that people say go to school for what you're passionate about, and I did that. Right out of high school, I went to college for criminal justice, and upon realizing that degree does nothing for me, anytime I ask somebody how did they get to where they are in this field, they just said they applied. I asked, do they have a degree? They tell me no. Because most of the stuff in that field you're going to learn while on the job training. So I'm getting a degree in criminal justice just because they say they want a degree.
4 years studying criminal justice just to discover the real robbery was her university bill.
There is absolutely no need to be going to college and getting $100,000 in student loan debt for a degree that's going to get you a job that pays you $40, $50, $60K a year. Unless that degree is like something that you're going to then go get a master's or whatever in that degree you need to have. Like you need to have a bachelor's to be able to go get the master's that you want or the PhD that you want, and that first entry-level job is just kind of going to be your foot in the door. In my opinion, there's just simply no degree that is worth $100,000 of student loan debt if the job that you want on the other side is not going to be paying you really a meaningful, significant amount. Please.
The fact that we're basically trained from when we're growing up and going to school that we need to get, all the college degrees possible. All this in order to get like a better paying job and just to be more successful. And let me reiterate that I have an MBA and not once has it helped me get a job. Granted, I think it's still very important to get a college degree in general, bachelor's. Obviously, a lot of jobs require a college degree, but man, when it comes to choosing a candidate, it's all about experience, who you know. Nobody cares about what graduate degree you got. If I would have known better, I would never put myself in the $30,000+ of student debt just for that piece of paper.
Sounds like people are finally realizing that taking on massive debt for low-paying jobs might not be the smartest plan after all. You guys have made it to the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this. And remember, according to YouTube, the best way to help the channel in the algorithm is to watch one of my videos right after this video. So if you like this video, you might as well watch another one. Till next time.